Hey you. Yeah.
You.
Do you want your Jason gameplay to look like this? But in reality, it looks like this. Well, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to be teaching you how to properly play Jason, with tips and tricks I've learned along the way. But before we start, I just want to say thank you for getting me 20k subscribers. Wait, 20k subscribers? That can't be right.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, yeah, I might have forgotten to do the video, so sorry about that. But let's look past it and let's get into the Jason guide. Jason comes with one passive, Mute. This passive makes Jason's terror radius smaller than other killers. For those who don't know what a terror radius is, it's the range that the killer's music can be heard. This may seem weak on paper, but it fits so well with his kit and can be used in various ways other killers simply can't replicate. Jason's first ability, Behead, is a launch attack that sends Jason hurling at the survivors. Upon landing a Behead, the survivor is damaged for 20 health and inflicted with Helpless 1 for 14 seconds, rendering them completely useless for that time. But whether or not you land your Behead, Jason will be inflicted with Slowness 1 for 2 seconds after using it. Jason's second ability, Gashing Wound, stops Jason in place and throws an overhead slash, putting a survivor in a cutscene if landed, dealing 50 damage. If not landed, Jason will stand there for a bit before being able to move again. Jason's third ability, Raging Pace, is the most underutilized move in the game. This move is so good and has so much crazy potential that I don't see many Jasons bring out. Raging Pace upon activation stops Jason completely still for a small animation, before putting Jason in a raging pace. In this state, Jason regenerates stamina up to 90 before it starts decreasing. But don't worry, it won't decrease below 70. Now usually, you see this move used as an aura reading move, or a stamina management move. But what if I told you, there are a lot more ways you can use it? I'll get into that later on. Now, let's move on to the pro tips. Now, I'm going to go over really useful tips that I know about his every ability. And if you have your own tips, drop them in the comments. Don't be shy, this is a learning space after all. Behead can be used in a multitude of ways, but the best ways in my opinion are using a Behead after missing an M1 keeps the survivor pressured because they have to worry about when you're going to do it, and it throws the survivors juking off, as they expect you to wait for your M1 cooldown, but instead, they get hit while your M1 is still on cooldown by a Behead. But beware that you should only do this when you know you're going to land it, so look for openings like when a survivor stops for stamina after you miss your M1. Some survivors can keep you on edge with their abilities, mostly sentinels. So if you're chasing one and they seem to be holding their ability, you can behead them when the moment is right, which will relieve you of being on edge for 8 whole seconds, and not stress about any stuns, allowing you to be all up in their business. Behead is such a good finishing move. You don't have enough stamina to M1 a survivor that's just so close but barely out of your range, just behead them. Boom. You just cut a whole potential minute of chasing and regenerating stamina by using the Behead speed boost to catch a survivor that you wouldn't catch with an M1. But only do this for killing blows. Beheading a survivor that's good on health while you're low on stamina will only give them much more distance, and the slowness after isn't worth it. P.S. I see this a lot, but do not sprint after using Behead. You're wasting stamina. Wait for the slowness effect to end before sprinting again. Most Jasons give up on using Gashing Ruin during chases because they think of it as impossible to land during a chase. But that's not necessarily true, but it is difficult. So be prepared for a lot of trial and error. I'm gonna go over the situations you can use it in, ranging from easiest to hardest. Now, I know a lot of you seem to be allergic to reading and don't know about this, but using abilities during Raging Pace lowers their cooldown. It does crazy good damage. It makes Behead lunge very far, and not only that, but it's very easy to steer. And it makes Behead go from 20 damage to 35 damage. And it also decreases the cooldown from 18 seconds to 12 seconds. 12 whole seconds. Do you know how long Helpless is on for the survivors? 8 seconds. With that in mind, you can disable a survivor's ability basically twice, unless they use their ability after Helpless runs out, which will be very easy to predict because you know how long it lasts. I mean this with 100% certainty, but I can never recall a survivor living after I land a Raging Pace Behead on them. They become completely immobile and non-threatening. You'll almost have your Behead back before they have their abilities back. It's crazy nobody seems to know about this because it's so strong. But now that word's out there, I hope to see more of it. And Raging Pace also gets a damage increase from 50 to 70, and it decreases the cooldown from 40 seconds to 32 seconds. So please, keep this in your mind and use Raging Pace when you have a survivor cornered. Most Jaces neglect his passive, going out wide in the open, getting rid of all elements of surprise. He is a stealth killer. Please play like it until you get in a chase. Go off the beaten path. Just as long as you're out of sight, you're guaranteed to sneak up on at least one survivor. This tip goes out to every killer, but it matters most with Jason, because that's his only way to deal damage. The best advice I can give on stamina management is when you're near survivors, take short bursts of sprint and regen your stamina until the survivor sprints. That way, you'll have more stamina than the survivor and be able to catch up to them. And make sure to never ever hit 0 stamina. Hitting 0 stamina will make you lose almost 100% of your chases. So please, learn to stop sprinting when your stamina is under 10. Learn from your mistakes. Don't always look for something to blame when something doesn't go your way or you lose. I lost games too, and instead of looking for something to blame for my loss, I look at my mistakes and correct them, and just move on. And don't forget to have fun on the way. It's a game at the end of the day. You're meant to have fun.